It'll always be slow, but at least it will go. You best not get my
Up till now, the video I've done that's garnered the most interest is the one about detailing engine parts. In that video, and I'll put a link in the description, I use a carbide burr on my Dremel to remove casting flaws from an exhaust manifold. So given that there was some interest in that topic, I thought I'd share a few more examples. Here I'm just using my Dremel to reach into the passageways on the cylinder head. I found that the cylinder head on my Courier, at least, was in remarkably good condition for something that came from the 70s, so it didn't take very much work at all. I was working in the coolant passageways, and arguably those kind of leftover flashing bits can even improve cooling because they act like fins that promote heat transfer. But on the other hand, they weren't supposed to be there in the first place, and I'm not smarter than the engineering team that designed it, so I figure it's best to just have the coolant flow the way it was intended, and I removed them. While the head got very little work, I did do extensive detailing on my engine block before sending it off to the machine shop. Not because it was like seriously flawed or anything like that, but because there was kind of tiny flaws all over the place. And fixing them, it just cost time. There's no real downside to doing it. All that detailing and material removal that I did is basically just a culmination of many, many small changes that kind of add up. What you're looking for is the extra metal flashing that's left over from the casting process. This hole here is actually a good example of that. You can see on the left side that there's quite a bit of flashing left over. If molds were perfect, your engine block would come from the factory looking like it was milled from a solid piece of cast iron. Instead, those molds break down a bit in use and sometimes include minor defects. All I'm doing is cleaning up those defects, trying to basically put the block back in the condition it was intended to be when the engineer drew it up. So I'm going back and forth with these photos here so you can see what those tiny repairs look like. And that's it, at least for now. I hope that helps.
My wife is furious. I have a family of 3, but it barely suits me. Spending much money, she says it's not funny. Everything's new, watch out, it could happen to you. Courier, curious and